Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Welcome to tonight's call. Sorry we're getting started just a couple minutes late. One, we're a whole bunch of circles, and two, I've totally forgot to give Keisha our link for tonight. I've like just totally thought that I did. But that's just me. So I'm so excited you guys are like, you have a leg up listening to this live. There's always just that extra fire and it doesn't go unnoticed. Those of you that hop on live and make your business a priority, it does not go unnoticed. So anyways, let me just introduce our amazing guest speaker because she's amazing. I already said that. And we actually connected because we were one of the first two teams to lock in for Elite 2019. And we've been talking about getting like trading team calls, and look at us, we finally made it happen. So you guys, like some of you guys have been listening to her trainings she's done in other groups. So this is seriously super special to have her here. And remember, I'll do the drawing at the end for our PD book for those of you that are on live. But anyways, let me introduce Keishia here. She's a 6-star diamond in her first business center, 1-star in her second business center, 1-star in her husband's business center, and she's advanced 5 of those diamonds this year. I already said she's locked in Elite for 2019, but that's huge, so it should be said twice. She's a mama of 2. She was working full-time as a physical therapist. And you're still part-time, aren't you? I thought so. And she's a Success Club 10 All-Star Legend and founder of the Legacy Project, and they are number 67 in the whole freaking network. So I'm super excited. I'm going to mute myself. Take it away, girl.
Hello. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that introduction. So sweet. All the things. And I feel super honored to talk to you guys. I mean, you guys are freaking rock stars. You're number 33 in the network. And congrats to you guys for freaking rocking out 2018 and locking in Elite. Like, it's huge. And I know that Rachel preaches this to you guys, but it is such a team effort. And you all should be so freaking proud. I don't care if you're a brand new coach, or you're a diamond coach, or an emerald coach, it doesn't matter. Like, you had a part in that, and you should be like feeling super proud. So anyways, I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight. I am a mom of 2. My kids are upstairs with my husband, so if it sounds like a herd of elephants, don't mind. It's just my children. I'm down in my basement, and it's like black hole. I live in Kentucky. I have horrible Wi-Fi, so no excuses. You can build this business. Like, a lot of my business is built from my phone, which is what I'm coming to on right now, streaming good old data from AT&T. So there's really no excuses. But yeah, you guys have such a great leader in Rachel. I admire her in all the ways. So I'm definitely excited to hopefully just bring a different perspective to you guys tonight, because I know Rachel and I have been in the business about the same amount of time, so I'll give you just a super short, brief background about me. But I've been a coach for, it was 3 years at the end of June. And so I can tell you though, like, you just heard all these things about, you know, rank and all that cool stuff, right? But a lot of that has happened and transpired in the last year. And a lot of that happened after 2 years of like the roller coaster in this business. So whether you're a brand new coach or you've been a coach for a while, know that this business like definitely has its shares of ups and downs. And if I can preach anything to you guys tonight, that consistency over time is so key. So key. You cannot ride the emotional roller coaster of the business. It cannot affect your daily habits of what you do, right? Whether all the people are saying yes or all the people are ignoring you or all the people are saying no, your business, like what you're doing every day in your business, has to remain consistent for you to ever experience the growth. And I feel like so many people give up when they're in the trenches and they don't experience the growth. And I want to talk to you about that a little bit. July of last year, I was really freaking close to quitting, really close. I had been working the business. It has been my passion. I didn't come into this as a working coach, but once I kind of found my groove with it, like I loved it. But you know, I never needed coaching necessarily for the income. Like Rachel said, I'm a physical therapist. Like I do love that. but it also took me away from my family. It also didn't allow me the freedom and things that I wanted. And I just always wanted to be my own boss. And I found myself in July of last year, though, like I was like, I'm grinding. I had been doing all the things, right? I had brought in people. I was hitting Success Club every month. I felt like I had a team, you know, that I was like trying to get to do something. And if you've been a leader for long, maybe you felt that. Maybe you haven't. If you haven't yet, you will eventually. And so I was like just struggling. Like, I feel like I'm doing all the things, but I looked at my income. I looked in the time I was putting in, and I was like, things aren't changing. It wasn't changing fast enough for my expectations. And I kind of had to figure out what the deal was. And I was, at this time last year, I was a lifetime 1-star. Now, I was a person who came into the business. I hit diamond relatively quickly. And then I immediately went for income growth and grew my husband's business next to diamond. So that's how I was a 1-star lifetime. But in July last year, I let my husband's business center kind of go to the wayside. So I was really just a diamond coach. But I had coaches quitting. My team was selling nothing. I remember like looking, I'm on a dead leg. Like, my upline and I are still good friends, but she doesn't work the business. I have no one adding anybody underneath me, like none of the things, right? And so you can come up with all the excuses, but I was just like, no, like, I know other people have done it, right? Like, I know that they can do it too. And so I had to really like kind of step back and figure out, like, what did I really want? What did I want for this business? What did I want for my team? What did I want it to look like? And I decided I could quit and definitely never get there, or I could like freaking put on my blinders and figure it out. So that's what I decided to do. I was like, okay, I have a team kinda, but they're defeated, they're overwhelmed, they're selling nothing, like not even 3-month bod, much less a freaking challenge pack, right? Like, I looked at my downline and I had 2 new coaches had been added in the month of August or something in my entire downline, and they were both by me. And I'm like, this is a problem. My volume's not growing, like nothing is happening here, right? So I decided that I just had a big decision to make, and I could give up or I could like do something different. And, you know, you hear from lots of coaches, the network has changed so much that it's such a giving network now. Like, there's all the trainings, there's all the stuff, there's all the resources. Like, no coach should ever say they don't have the tools, because it's not true. You just have to learn to be resourceful. I felt like I was trained in this business via YouTube from other top coaches. Always had earbuds in my ear while I was driving back and forth. Instead of listening to kids songs in my car, I was listening to YouTube videos from other coaches. And that's how I've learned a lot. And so I was just like, ugh, something's got to change. So I just had to just step back and quit paying attention to what everybody else was doing in the network. Quit worrying about what everybody else was doing and get really clear to my vision and my mission and what did that look like. And so I understood a couple of things, okay? What I was doing wasn't working. I didn't have retention. I was hitting Success Club, but volume wasn't growing. People weren't staying on Shakeology. Coaches weren't doing anything. I wasn't making things duplicatable. My coaches are a lot of working coaches. I have a lot of full-time professional women, moms on my team who are freaking busy. And I was just like, I'm not making things duplicatable for them. So I decided, how can I, like, what do I want? What's my vision? What's my mission? And I think you really have to start there. And I think you've heard that before. That's not new. And before, like, I used to hear that and I was like, what does that even freaking mean? But the best thing I can tell you is, like, really dig deep and be like, what in the flip do I want? Like, what do I envision my team to be like? What do I envision my challenge group to be like? What do I want for this freaking business? And what I decided that I wanted to create a community. For me, I love community. I envisioned, what if we had a team where everybody felt very like they believed in it. Like, they had this like deep mission and they felt like they belonged, whether they were a challenger or a coach, but they felt like they belonged to something, right? Like, if you're going to make people stay, like if people are going to like stay with you, whether that's in coaching in the business or as a challenger, when life gets tough, like they have to believe in what you're creating. They have to believe that you believe in them, that you are there for them. And I wanted to create that some way. I also knew I come into this to Beachbody as a challenger. And the way I got into coaching was Beachbody, the workouts, all the things changed my life. And that's why I decided to coach, because I knew there was other women, other moms out there that needed this too. So I wanted to pay it forward. I wanted to create a team who really felt like they were so convicted of the gift that we have that they wanted to share it, that inviting wasn't annoying, that they like were excited to share it, right? And if I can tell you guys anything, is what we have is a gift. It's such a gift. It's impacted your life in a huge way, or you would not be here on a Monday night, right? Like, you have a vision and mission, or you wouldn't be on this call right now, or maybe you're listening to it later. Like, you have to get really true to what that looks like and what you want to do. And I wanted to definitely, like I said, with all the things, improve retention, and I wanted to make things duplicatable. I wanted my team to be able to build a team and not have to worry about being overwhelmed with all the things. So I don't know how you guys feel about this, and I will never ever tell you that my way is the right way. My way is the truest to my vision. And again, that is so freaking important, because there's so many coaches that build massive businesses in a million different ways. And I think that's the beauty of Beachbody, because you truly are your own CEO. So what I'm about to share with you was truest to my vision and mission, but not how I always had done it in the past, right? But it became like apparent to me as I dove deep that this is what I needed to do. So I don't know how some of you guys feel about signing challengers up from the beginning as a discount coach, but let me share my heart with you and tell you why I believe in it and why it changed my business, okay? First of all, I started as a discount coach. I had no interest in the business opportunity. Again, I didn't need it. I didn't believe in Shakeology. I honestly thought it was crap. I only signed up because my husband's basically Dave Ramsey, and I agreed that if I was going to try Shakeology for the month, and if I was going to ever buy it again, I had to get it the cheapest way possible. I even told my coach I would probably return the bag because I was sure it was crap. So I was the biggest skeptic of all, right? But I signed up from the beginning as a discount person, right? And so in order for me to transition, once I developed belief in it all, from a challenger to a coach was really easy, right? Like, there was nothing new for me to do. There wasn't anything for me to second guess. I was already like there. All I had to do was start sharing, and which people share from the very beginning, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. So I decided, because I hadn't always done that in my business, I had signed people up as challengers and then offered the coaching discount later on and maybe transitioned them, right? But what was happening was, when I would offer them the discount later, they were kind of overwhelmed with what a coach was, right? Like, oh my gosh, but it says coach and that freaks me out, blah, blah, blah. So they would like talk themselves out of it, right? And then in return, my retention was horrible because people weren't staying on Shakeology or whatever. And for me, I was like, I tried, I talked about it more in my challenge groups. I tried to check in with them, like do all the things, but it just wasn't sticking. So I had to decide, like, if I am going to build this business, if my vision is community, if my vision is people feeling like they belong to something, that they feel like they can trust me, then I need to offer them the discount from the very freaking beginning. Because why? When my mom wanted to try Shakeology, was I going to sign my mom up as a customer? No, I'm going to sign her up as a discount coach. Why? Because she gets it cheaper. Does my mom intend to work the business? No, but I would not let her sign up. My best friend, she wanted Shakeology. I'm going to sign her up. Girl, I'm going to sign you up for the discount. You're going to save money, right? So I started treating every single person that came into my business like they were my family member. So some people get all up in arms about this, but honestly, like, I just feel like for me, again, it was truest to my vision. So what happened was, when I started, and I can talk about language. I know you guys have questions, so I'm going to I totally ignore the chat until I'm done with my spill, and then I'll go back in and answer questions so you can ask away. But, and I can talk about the language that I use, but basically, I wanted to give everyone the best freaking deal from the very get-go. And also the way, I think about this. You give people the best deal. You get them in. You give them a good experience. You help them to fall in love with it. I tell them from the beginning, I want them to get everything at my price. I'm going to take care of them on that or whatever. And then what do we naturally as women do? Like, we freaking start sharing from day one, right? Whether it's good or bad. When you do something new, you call your bestie, you text your bestie, you go into work the next day, and you're like, so I signed up for this online challenge. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's probably stupid. Yeah, it's probably a waste of money. I know about some stupid shake. It's probably going to suck. You know, like all the things, right? Like, you tell everyone about what you're already doing. So you already have people like watching you. And then what happens is oftentimes people will say like, hey, I have a coworker, like, hey, I have a friend, like whatever that I'm talking to about. They think they might want to do this too. Something that I started doing for a long time, I would take that referral for myself and gladly bring that friend on. But again, my vision and mission changed, and I wanted to have long-term vision in this business. Short-term would me be saying thank you for that referral, taking the referral, pocketing the $50, saying yoo-hoo for 2 Success Club points, right? And then bringing them into the business. But what if I empowered that new challenger / discount coach from the very beginning? What if I said, thank you for bringing your friend into the Legacy Project. Thank you for paying it forward and sharing this with someone else, right? And let me help you to get them signed up and let them earn that money from that first customer. What I call this is a referral bonus. That's not my language. I will say that Erin Hopkins, I don't know if you guys know her, she's amazing. And Erin Hopkins is who I first heard that terminology from. And so that's what I share with people. Like, let me get you a referral bonus, which is what? Just the commission on that challenge pack from Beachbody. Let me help you get your friends signed up. I will support them and help them. I'll get them plugged into the same system that you're plugged into, which I can talk about my system a little bit, but it's really important to have a duplicatable system to easily plug people into. But let me help them plug in and let me help you get that referral bonus. Guys, the doors and the eyes get wide when Beachbody drops $50 in someone's bank account. Someone who previously was not interested in the business, who is suddenly feeling super connected to the community, who is getting amazing results and feeling so much more better and so much more confident or whatever, has already brought a friend in with them. They are suddenly, they're a little bit softer when you want to talk business with them, right? So often I think money talks, and sometimes we're scared to like talk about money, but money is like a for real thing that we all want and need. And again, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for money. So you can have this big mission and vision and big heart, which I do have, but it's also, it's about the money. Okay, so if people are going to hang on, if people are going to be interested in the coaching opportunity, there's got to be money involved. So again, that just like would open their eyes from the very beginning. So now what I do from the very beginning is I bring in the new customer coach. I talk to them about, I basically, and I'll tell you, and I wish I can pull up, I should have pulled it up before, but I can pull up my language of what I say. But basically, I talk to them the whole thing. They're in, they're ready. I'm about to send the share a cart. And I honestly will go ahead and build their share a cart and click coach from the very get-go. Because again, I believe it's the best deal for them. And here's the thing, guys. Even if they decide they don't want to keep drinking the supplements, they don't want to keep Shakeology or whatever, you can help them to cancel before 30 days is up, and they're never even charged the $15.95. Let's talk about something else this does. Let's say that you hit Success Club 10 every month, okay? And you should be shooting to hit Success Club every month if you legitimately want to build this business. So if you are shooting for Success Club 10 every month and you sign all 5 of those people as coaches, does anyone know what happens? What do you get? Yes, $100 bonus, right? So you get an extra $100 from Beachbody, okay? Like, that's a big freaking deal. That's easy. Like, that's $100. You can get Success Club 10 without $100 or Success Club 10 with $100. I mean, hello. Even if they don't want to keep drinking Shakeology and you help them cancel before that 30 days is up, Beachbody will take your $100 back. Like, you want to build a business? Freaking sign them up from the beginning as a discount coach. Now, what will this also do, right? Yeah, you didn't know that. So yeah, it's huge. It's a big freaking deal, right? So if you get, I think it's 5 coaches within a 5-week period, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Rachel, something like that is how you earn that Fast Start Plus bonus is how it shows up in your commissions, right? So that's an extra $100. So I talk to my new coaches about that all the time. Like if you hit Success Club 10, so you help 5 new people, and say you sell a Beach Bay On Demand All Access, so $50, so that's $250. That takes you from $250 to $350 a month, like at minimum. That's not counting team cycles. That's not counting any of the above. Like again, like that stuff matters. And so that is the story of how, and some of my best coaches, some of my diamonds came from me starting them this way. Now I'm even more forward about the referral bonus from the very beginning. And I tell people, like I set them up in Share a Cart. I think I was getting there and I kind of got distracted. I set them up in Share a Cart, right? I send them their cart and I say, hey girl, here's your cart. It will say coach. Don't let that freak you out. I'm signing you up that way so you get 25% off the additional products when you decide to get more next month. Then I also tell them like about some other perks. And again, I can pull up the language about all the other perks that they're going to get, right? So I do have a little blurb in my little thing that I say that says, if you wish to not receive the discount form, let me know, no biggie, and I'll change it. But nobody ever does. They're always like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for signing me up for the discount. Like, that's so freaking nice of you, right? Because again, I cannot sign them up for the discount, and hopefully they'll order Shakeology again next month and I'll get $30. Or I can have long-term vision. Maybe they'll stay on for 6 months and I'll earn the volume for that for 6 months. Or maybe even better, they'll turn into a working coach, right? Which is the whole plan anyways, right? So that's kind of that. You have to show people the money. You have to show people the way. In my opinion, you have to coach them from the very beginning. You show them you have their best interest in mind from day one, and you help them get started that way. Now, even now in my business, do I need to sign every person up as a discount coach? No. But do I still sign a lot of people up as discount coaches? Yeah, I do. Because I can tell you my volume, again, I build all my legs by myself. So I can tell you my income and my volume has grown, I mean, insanely, because I'm no longer fighting the retention battle, because people are staying on because of all the things, not only the discount, but the community, the connection, all the things. And guys, if you're looking to rank advance, if you have goals in this business and you want to get yourself to diamond, you know how I got to diamond? I signed discount coaches, I made my husband emerald, and I made my freaking mom emerald. Like, is that the way to build a long-term sustainable business? No, but does that give you the momentum to like start earning and seeing the potential? And that way, think about that. You control these businesses, like Beachbody allows that. They're like, hey, it's you plus 2. It's a rule for a freaking reason. Like, do it. Like, own it, okay? And like, be smart CEO and like do those things. So the way I teach my team is you build you first. Once we feel like you're pretty solid, then we can build husband. And then if you're controlling another account, you can control the other account. You know, and heck, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes you get a working coach or a challenger / coach who's paying it forward to 2 friends from the very beginning. And this is a lot of the way that once you get into elite points and things like that, like you helping your coach add somebody else month 1, get you an elite point, right? So there's so many advantages to this. And again, it's not the only way to build a business, but it has been the single game changer, I think, for me and my business and my team, and enabling my team to have such rapid growth. And we implemented this in January of this year, and that's how we went from 1 star to 6 star, just by implementing that. Okay, I see the chat went nuts. So
I'll like MC it for you so you don't have to like sift through them. I know it gets like overwhelming because people are like, amen, sister. That was like so amazing. And I thought of a question, and this wasn't it, but will you talk about like just the fact that like when you do sign people up this way, that it's normal to then have the flip side, like you will get emails that contain coach cancellation forms. Will you just say it so it's like,
Oh my gosh, yes. So yes, you will definitely, because you're signing more people up this way, you will definitely get more cancels and more coach cancellation forms. And that is okay. It's funny that you mentioned this because I got, you know, Facebook wants to show you your memories. And I had a memory, like a team call from 3 years ago when I was a brand new baby coach. There was me and 5 other people on there, and not a single one is on my team anymore, right? So it's just part of the business. You can't allow other people to dictate what your dreams and visions are. You can't give that to them. And coaching isn't for everyone. This does not mean that every person will pay it forward and bring on a friend and family member and take advantage of that bonus. It does not mean that every working coach that says they're going to work and get to diamond and slay it is going to do it. It just doesn't happen that way. But it can't slow your vision and mission. It can't make you stop the grind. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I got 4 or 5 coach cancellation emails today from either myself or my downline. Like, it's like, you know, honestly, when I get a coach cancel, it hurts my heart for them. It has nothing to do with me. It hurts my heart for them because I'm like, God, that sucks. Because 2 things are honestly going to happen from what I see. They're not only going to stop, they're obviously not going to build a business, which has completely changed my life and I think sucks for them that they can't see it. The second thing is a lot of times when people cancel, they also stop their products, which means they also fall away from their health and fitness journey. And I have a lot of people who have never worked the business with me, but have been a coach, discount coach with me for a long time. And they may pop in and out of inactive, but they're always like a part of it. Right? And there's so many perks to coaching now, like test groups and, you know, all the different freaking things. Like, you know how many people I had in my downline buy pumpkin spice Shakeology? It wasn't that big of a deal for them because it was $56 as a freaking coach. Like, hello? Well, what did that mean? That meant volume. That means income, and that means happy people, happy customers, right? Even if they're not working the business. So yes, people will cancel on you all the time. It's okay.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's probably like, well, like you said, it might be less. You just don't get an email, thank God, every time somebody cancels their home direct. This is the same, you just happen to be notified when someone cancels their coach account. I did think of my other question. So when you have girls who kind of like do your referral bonus, do you help, how do you do, first of all, do they then sign up people as coaches? And do you help them with a share cart? Like, how do you kind of work through that?
Yeah. So I created like a video that's really quick, like a 5-minute tutorial video on how to do share cart. So I usually just like send it to them and be like, this is what you use to sign them up, blah, blah. And it's really simple. Now there are some people that have like already had all the conversation with the person's ready. They want to buy the same package that that person bought, and it's like a no-brainer. There's other people that are like, hey, I have a friend that's interested, but I don't know what to tell her, blah, blah, blah. And so there's sometimes when I like intervene with that conversation, especially if this person like doesn't want to work yet. But again, I usually take this opportunity to share with them like, hey, you have friends joining, like you should totally coach, you know, too, whatever. And then, yes, oftentimes I do have them sign their friend up as a coach too. Because again, if I'm being super true to my vision, then even though the person isn't my direct person, I still feel like it's the best deal for them. And then what happens when not only did that person get that referral bonus, but I also have the opportunity to tell that discount coach, hey, you are like, I don't know if you've thought about coaching, I think you would be awesome, but you're freaking one coach away already from the first rank in the company. And that's a really big freaking deal. I would love to mentor you. Are you interested in doing that? And people like love to hear that you believe in them, that you think that they would be good at it, and that you would take the time to like care about them and help them to grow a business. So yeah.
Love. Okay. How, now on to other people's questions. I always steal the first questions first because I get to. So how do you get, or how do you, first of all, will you share your verbiage with me to share with the girls?
Yeah. I'll share it too after the call. Yeah. You can share
okay, perfect. And then I assume you have in there something about the coach fee. Do you talk about that with them?
You know, at first I didn't, and I don't really feel like it's necessary, but now I do it a little bit. And I think you could really do it either way. I mean, when I didn't, I would occasionally have someone ask about it. Honestly, even now that I put it in there, I still sometimes have somebody ask about it. But I just don't make it a big deal. Because again, let's be real. We drop $15 at Target Dollar Spot like it ain't no thing. Like, I mean, if you ate out today, you freaking drop $15. So I think sometimes like we get in our head about what $15 is like for someone, and instead of just like, yeah, you know, and again, the verbiage is in there. I say like it's $15, but even with that, you're still going to save this much money and you get all the perks, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, totally fine. And then I tell them too, again, we can cancel before the 30 days is up. Let's go ahead and do this right now on the front end. And I think this is important too, and I think this is what a lot of coaches don't do. But I want to know when they get their package. I want to know the first time they try the supplements. I want to know how it tastes. Do they like it? Did they blend it? Did they not? So I can help them, because it's not always love at first taste, right? Like, it's not. And so sometimes you have to walk them through that. And I feel like that's a big thing that some of my coaches struggle with. It's like you really have to sometimes help people to love it. And so you can't just let them try it once or twice or just assume that they're liking it. So.
Perfect. Do you ever get people to like give you crap about putting in their SSN?
No, really rarely. Every now and then if someone asks, I actually had someone ask today, do I really have to do that? And I say like, it's absolutely 100% secure. I can't see it either. And it's only like that because remember that referral bonus I told you about? If you refer a lot of people and you end up making more than $600, they have to have that for tax purposes.
Perfect.
That's all I say.
Perfect. And yeah, and if they don't like it, you can always just switch it, like you say, in that too. Kathy said, I don't seem to have many people with referrals. Are you mentioning in your boot camps often or in a certain way for people to try to bring on others?
From the very get-go in my blurb, I tell them they have the opportunity to earn a referral bonus. And then once they're all signed up, I'm like, all right, sister, text your friend, tell your coworkers tomorrow, like, you know, challenge starts Monday, whatever, like, let's get some more people in here. And I tell them often, like, it's my mission to help you do this for free. So, like, let's earn back your challenge pack for free. And so people are like, okay. So, like, you know, often and then again, like, I just tell them about it, like, and what do they tell them? They tell them about the same package that they just signed up with, right? So it's for usually, I mean, it's not always, like, it's not perfect world. It doesn't always work out perfectly like that. But I do have a lot of people, like, I think in that elite point category, like, it's one of the tougher categories for a lot of people, but this has helped me to get some elite points in that PS+1 category. And I don't know, I have quite a few in there now. But yeah.
That's amazing, like, to say it that way, especially in today's day and age. Like, I see a lot of people nodding because, like, anytime I hear that, like, it doesn't even matter what it's for. I'm like, that I can get what I want for free. I'm like, yeah. So then you're right. They end up like being a coach without like the fear of talking to their friends and family because they're a coach. They don't even realize they're a coach. Like, this is freaking genius. This is awesome. So I'm totally going to be implementing this too. And yeah, if you'll send me that verbiage that you send to people, that would be great. Because that is not my forte. Is language is not my forte. Like, as you can tell, I'm like word vomit central. So anytime I can benefit from somebody else's finesse, I'm like forever grateful. And I know my girls are too, because then they can't get it from me otherwise. Do you guys have any other questions?
Yeah, I think like just don't overthink it. Like, honestly, like the way I got this idea was I was like, okay, like we have direct TV. If my mom gets direct TV and she tells them I refer them, like I get $25 off my bill, right? Like if you get Stitch Fix and somebody signs up with your link, then you get like money, right? Like honestly, it's the same. It's the same. Like, it's the same thing. And again, like people feel, and like, I mean, I definitely had coaches like bring in 2 friends or family members from the very beginning. And then I announce them as Emerald. I add them to the team page. I tell them like, hey, I don't know if you realize this, but you got the first rank of the company. Not sure if you're interested in the business, but I'm going to love on you anyways. And I'll add them to this team page or whatever. And so then they see stuff, and oftentimes they're like, holy freaking crap, really? Okay. And then they're interested in the business. The other thing I will say is I run my whole challenge group and everything like as a big community. And that has been really game-changing for me. Again, it doesn't work for everybody and everybody's style, but it's been really good for me because I have you know, like basically my whole downline, like all these coaches and everything in there. So like I can do different things and be like, you know, like I'll do different things like, hey, anybody, like, you know, we're starting a new boot camp, and I run like boot camps. I use the app too, like in conjunction a little bit. And so I'll be like, hey, we're starting a new boot camp. We're getting ready to start one on October 1st. For anybody who refers a friend and family member that also jumps in on this, I'll send you a free headband or something like that, right? And so like a headband like I have on, it costs me, you know, $4 or $5. I send it to them. People love gifts. And so they get $50 and a headband. And so stuff like that works really well. And again, like, I don't know, I think like building something that people feel really connected to has been really big for us. And so I talk about the legacy project a lot, and people feel connected to the legacy project, to the mission, to the vision. They feel pride when bringing other people into it. You know, like I have, like I'll sell shirts and different things in there, like little stickers that people can put on their shaker cups. Again, just creating that community that people are like, oh my gosh, I'm excited. And for me, the most fun thing ever is when I have someone random on social media that I don't know, had this happen a lot lately, send me a message and be like, hey, you know, I was in, you know, someplace 2 hours away, and I saw one of your girls that had the Legacy Project shirt on. Thought that was so cool. And I'm just like, for me, that like tugs at my heartstrings, because that's like everything I had envisioned creating. But again, that was my vision, and that's what it's so true. It's so impactful when you find that.
And this like perfectly aligns with that. I love it. I'm obsessed with this. Kathy wants to know, how often are you checking in with your like discount coaches per se? And do you like keep track of it a certain way?
I'm not the most organized person, but I just bring in I treat every single person like they're my challenger. I mean, since I bring them in as discount coaches from the beginning, even if they are like interested in working the business from the beginning. So I treat them all as my challengers. I hate email, but I do use Streak for tracking. And so I put them in there, and then like I just have like a little system I put them through so that I know that they get like plugged into all the things. And so the way I kind of do it is when they kick off, I like have their start date on there, and then I do like 2 check-ins with them, like the first week, check-ins the second week, and then I kind of go to weekly. And then after they complete a challenge with me, I kind of check up on everybody at least monthly with a personal message. And I do mostly everything through Facebook Messenger because I want them to hear my voice. But the other cool thing about this, the way I try to do it is, like I said, like today, I sent out like, and sometimes this is really easy, and Rachel, I know you talk about this, and you do this too, like sending like a generalized voice memo, like, hey girl, I was thinking about you today. Is there anything I can do for you this week? And then boom, 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 rapid fire. I just like did this to like my entire PS coaches today. And so that's pretty generalized, and they hear my voice and they know that they can see me. The other thing is because it's one big community and they're all in there together, like no one gets lost. So I don't have to chase people. Like they know, they see me. I'm showing up in the group. I'm saying all the time, if you need me, just reach out. So it's, you know, it's a two-way street. I think sometimes we take on as coaches this responsibility that people won't succeed, you know, if we don't do it a certain way. Guys, success is a choice. Even if they didn't have a freaking coach, Beachbody gives them everything they need to succeed. It's not your responsibility to cause them to succeed. So if anybody ever makes you feel that way, it's bull crap. Okay? I actually got a message today from someone. I was like, man, if I got that message 3 years ago as a coach, it would have defeated me. But the truth of the matter is, like, I've never left anyone. The only way they leave me is if they decide to jump out of my group. If they cancel, I ain't taking them out of my group. Like, whatever. Like, they're still there. So, and oftentimes people will drop off and they'll plug back in. They always know where to find me.
I love that. And I have the same mentality too. And I think as a new coach, it's hard to get to this mentality because we do more than distributors do. But you guys, we are not one-on-one personal trainers. We never claim to be. And you're exactly 100 million% right. Like they know where to find you. It's not like no one's ever like, where'd Rachel go? Where'd Keishia go? Like they're not wondering that. Like if anything, they're still watching you and they're like, I need to show back up. Like it's not our job to babysit people, especially once they have all the tools in their hands. So I'm happy that you're on this in the same boat with me. Like I'm like, I do the same thing. Like I'm like, guys, if you need help, I always joked with my students when I was teaching, I was like, I'm working on it, but I'm not a mind reader. So I cannot read your mind. If you need help, like you have to ask, and then I'm more than happy to help you, but you have to ask. So exactly. I love that. Well, sweet. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. This has been invaluable information. You guys, I can't wait to watch all of you guys apply this because I know this I know all of you guys, I know this aligns with your vision. So let's freaking crush the rest of September. And everyone's like blowing up my phone already. This always happens like when I have a good guest speaker, they like blow up my phone like, thank you for having her. Then everyone's like loving this. And it's actionable things that they can put in their business right now. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys, I will get you the verbiage ASAP when I put the recording up. So have a great night, guys.
Bye. Thank you, guys.